Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House?
Sure. Come on in.
They have cold beer and action on the game.
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
It's time for the Degenerates Next Door.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Man, I hate to say this, but we're kind of getting down to the nitty-gritty of football season. I love these weekends, man, where you have college games on Saturday, NFL on Sunday, Monday night football. It's like we wait all year long for this type of stuff. And the calendar, Rob, is already flipped over to November. We are counting down the weeks of college football left on the slate here.
Yeah, it's almost Christmas.
It is. Mariah Carey's about to be thawed out from the carbonite like Han Solo is in Empire Strikes Back and then ultimately Return of the Jedi.
Okay, I have a decorum question for you.
Okay, that's Rob Kendall, by the way. I'm Jason Hammer.
Thank you. I'm the lackey here on this program. I'm just the guy that goes, hey-oh! Hammer's the star. Okay, if I get a bunch of bets right, but they weren't on our show, am I allowed to brag about them? Because I've done great outside of my bets on this show. But I'm like that guy that, like, you hear these guys who brag and then they really didn't accomplish something. So am I allowed to brag about it if it didn't happen on the show?
You can brag about it as long as you admit that the picks that you had on the show were dog crap.
Okay, so it's 1-1 for the picks on the show this past week. I'm still in first place in our college competition.
Right.
Okay, but then I had IU laying the 20.5 against Maryland, which covered. And then on Sunday Night Football, I had the Seahawks laying 3.5 against the Redskins, and I got both those right. And they were really, I just felt like, I don't know, can I brag about that? Because I didn't say I'm on the show. So it's like if a tree falls in the forest.
Sure, as long as you also talk about the losses. We're not going to be like Parlay Guy.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about with Parlay Guy, right? We've all got that one friend, I hit a 6-legger this past weekend, and they share you their screenshot. Look, I turned $10, $20 into $300, $400. They never tell you the ones they lose.
Yeah.
Ever, ever, ever. Like, you can tell when I lose, because I will go on social media and have a bit of a meltdown therapy session.
Yeah.
But as long as you're doing that, you can brag on the wins, too.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm filthy rich, so I have money to burn. So let's lose some bets. Let's go.
Game of the week is, man, if I told you at the beginning of the year that this was going to be the game of the week and not LSU, Alabama, or IU at Penn State, wonder what kind of side-eye looks I would have got. BYU at Texas Tech, down in Lubbock. College game days there. It's a noon kickoff. Number 8, BYU. They are, depending on where you're looking here, a 9.5 to 10.5 point dog at number 9, Texas Tech. And what do we always say, Rob? Shop around.
Yeah.
If you're picking a side here, shop around, because it's odd that a game that's probably the marquee game on the slate has this big of a difference. Like a random MAC game on a Wednesday, yeah, you'll probably find a point difference all the time.
Sure.
But this game is it on a crappy slate of games this weekend. Some places have 9.5, some places have 10. The over-under, though, pretty consistent, 52.5 to 53. What say you?
Well, I've bought into the BYU myth before. I've heard, it seems like every year, oh, this is it. BYU, this is their year. Of course, they don't play anybody good, but this is the year. If they just get in the tournament. And then what do? Crap the bed. I'm not buying it this year. They finally got to play somebody good. It's 9.5. Texas Tech has got to win. They're going to put some style points up. And here's what really sold me, because you're right. This could go either way, and you could. If I'd have made the BYU bet with 10.5, I think I would have done that, right? You could go either way on this.
You can still find it, I think, at 10.5.
FanDuel's got it at 10.5 right now. But we do have, and we love all of our listeners on our Kendall and Casey show, but we have one listener who is very well assembled, and that listener is a big Texas Tech fan. And I can't stand the thoughts of one of our beautiful listeners being sad. So with that in mind, I'm cheering for the Red Raiders. Give me the 9.5.
Oh, no.
Oh, what?
Oh, God.
Did I do bad?
Come on, man.
Did I do wrong? That's what I used to ask my dad when I was a kid. Did I do wrong?
I got the same pick as you.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
Again, for those who don't know, we don't tell each other our plays before we sit down and turn the microphones on.
Oh, that's bad.
And historically, when you and I, Rob, have the same play, what is it called? Betting poison, I believe you've done.
It's a loss. That's what it's called. It's called a loss.
I don't know if we've won a game this year where we've been on the same side.
Do you want me to switch?
Almost, kind of, but no. A bet made is a bet laid. You're on Texas Tech minus 9.5. So am I. I mean, there is a trend that's out there of when a higher-ranked team goes on the road and they're a dog, they usually have their ass handed to them.
Yeah.
Right? Vegas knows better than the pollsters. Because right now, BYU is ranked higher than Texas Tech, but Texas Tech is damn near a double-digit favorite at home. But against my better wishes, after hearing what the mayor of Brownsburg has to say here, I'm going to follow suit. Texas Tech, I'm going to lay the 9.5 here. They've been beating the hell out of people. Like, quietly, nobody's paying attention to some of these Texas teams. Texas A&M might be the best team in America, but nobody wants to talk about them. It's still about Bama. It's still Georgia in the SEC. And Texas Tech, quietly beating the brakes off of people, like winning games by 20 or more 8 times this year. So
how good could a bunch of Mormons be anyway?
Send that hate mail to Rob Kendall, care of the Degenerates Next Door at Gambling Stuff on Twitter. Yeah, I'm with you, Rob. I'm going to lay the 9.5 with Texas Tech. I just think they're the better squad here. BYU's had a good run. I mean, they're always going to play tough. They're well coached. Hell, half the roster's older than we are right now. So they're going to be pretty disciplined, but I just think the better roster, top to bottom, is Texas Tech. They're at home. It's college game day. It's an early kick. I'm in it. In it. All right, now you, Rob, can pick any other game on the board here, not just the game of the week. We always like to give that to our listeners, but any other game you feel good about.
Yes, I'm going to go with the team that has quietly been making me a bunch of money lately. And again, I was hesitant to brag because I didn't pick them for the show. But IU has been a covering machine throughout much of the year. They're a 14.5-point favorite at Penn State. Penn State stinks. They got a backup quarterback. They got
a backup coach.
I get that it's at Penn State, but what, are there going to be 9 people at this game? And IU, because of Cignetti, they don't take their foot off the gas. Like, I don't have to worry if they're up 17 going into the fourth quarter. Well, maybe he'll, take it easy and just run the ball here and run the clock.
No.
He's playing for points. I'll take IU laying 14.5.
Kurt Cignetti is the football version of your radio show. Like, he's just completely unhinged. He's off the rails. Like, you look at his face in the fourth quarter of a game he's winning by 50, and he looks like he wants to kill somebody. He's not happy. He's miserable all the time. That's you. That's you, Rob Kendall. That's how you live your life. That's how your radio show is.
And think about this. He's making $11.6 million a year. I'm making $11.6 a year.
Yeah, there's a little difference there, but both of you win. Google both of you. You have never lost an election you've ran for.
That's right.
Kurt Cignetti, Google me. I win.
That's right.
All right. I mentioned these guys a little bit earlier. Texas A&M. They're number 3 in America. Like, they're really, really good. They play in the SEC. But yet, I think if you ask 100 fans, who's the best team in the SEC? Bama, Georgia. You're going to get an answer that's not Texas A&M. And it feels like this is a trap by odds makers, and I'm about to fall right into it. I am walking into the quicksand. Texas A&M at Missouri, and it's only 7 points. Texas A&M 7-point road favorite at Missouri, who's playing a freshman backup quarterback. Now, what am I not understanding here? Texas A&M, really good. Man, they've performed well on the road, too. It's not like they've just had a great home slate. They've won some tough road games. But odds makers, man, they feel like this is going to be close. Missouri's got a pretty good defense. That's fine. but I will take a starting quarterback over a freshman backup quarterback at Missouri every single day and twice on Sunday. I'm going to lay 7 with the Aggies, -7 Texas A&M at Missouri. All right, let's see what our professionals think. Kenny Britt of KB Sports, David Stephanoff of Follow It Never Fade will get their thoughts on our game of the week, BYU and Texas Tech. We'll let them pick any other game that they want. And I really don't want to hear from Kenny Britt, though, because I know this is the college show, but he's going to talk about his Stillers, as he would say. Oh, it's the worst. He's coming up next. I'm not going to lie. I know this is the college show, but I don't want to talk to Kenny Britt. I just don't. One of our professional handicappers and diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fan, or as he would say, Stillers. We'll get into it on Thursday, but Kenny, we gave you quite a bit of crap last week when the Steelers wet themselves on national television, but you came back. Your Pittsburgh Steelers beat my Colts, and I'll give you the floor here for just a little bit.
Well, I'm waxing my autographed Aaron Rodgers helmet. Let me put everything up here just a second.
As long as it's the black helmet, not that god-awful yellow one that you were trying to tell me looked good.
Oh my God, it did feel good. That was the first time that our defense played like that all year. It's been a terrible defensive year. I don't know why. Like I said, we'll get into that Thursday, but
right.
It did feel good. It felt good. You guys wouldn't even let the body get cold last week. So I needed a little jab today, and then we'll get into it on Thursday.
Fair enough. All right. College football-wise, game of the week, BYU at Texas Tech. College game day down in Lubbock. This game is interesting because as big as it is, we're seeing some different numbers at different books. Usually, Kenny, and you know this as one of our professional handicappers, if it's a big game, the lines are pretty consistent. You might find some variances on some lower games, but this is one of the marquee games, and there's almost a full point swing in a number of books. I'm seeing 10 is the number at Bet Rivers. Texas Tech is a 10-point home favorite with an over-under around 52.5. But you're telling me you see some other numbers.
Yeah, I see a half a point difference on FanDuel. We was texting this morning, Jason. We had IU a few weeks ago as game of the week. We had Vandy, Missouri as the game of the week, and now we've got Texas Tech the game of the week against BYU. What is going on in college football?
When LSU and Penn State suck, this is what happens. Because last week was supposed to be Ohio State, Penn State. This week could have been Indiana, Penn State. LSU crapping themselves have made the game against Alabama somewhat insignificant. So here we are.
It's great. And I don't know if you heard last week. I don't know, since you was on vacation, the question I asked Rob. Take a guess of the amount of money, this is before you freeze this weekend, buyout money paid to coaches just since the beginning of football season. Before you freeze, $168 million.
Jeez.
No freezes money on there, and it's up to $184 just since Labor Day. $184 million for coaches to not have to work. And real quick, I want to tell you a story about you freeze, and I'll get to my play. I just read an article before you called that fans knew he was getting fired before the news broke because his tee time at the Auburn golf course for Sunday was scratched out. And I guess he is an avid golfer. And they checked. I mean, this is SEC football. They was checking that shit.
Right. It just matters more. That's the saying, right? It just matters more.
It does. So this game here, Jason, I wanted to do a little digging on the Texas Tech head coach because honestly, I didn't know a whole lot about him. This guy coached Texas high school football. If you don't know, they've made shows and movies about Texas high school football. It's a big deal. He took a team that had never done anything to 4 state titles, won 3 of them. He just got in the college game about 7 or 8 years ago as a offensive assistant for Baylor under Matt Rule. He climbed the ladder quick. He was only in the college game, Jason, for 6 years before he became a head coach at Texas Tech. Obviously, he's doing something right. Sadly, he'll probably find greener pastures next year with what we was just talking about a minute ago. But, looking at common opponents, BYU, they've been squeaking by some teams. Texas Tech, the only loss was against Arizona State. That was when their quarterback was out. They had a true freshman playing. They still almost won. I've watched Texas Tech a couple of times earlier in the year. They're a complete team, defensively, offensively, special teams. I really like Texas Tech, Jason, and I'm gonna take Texas Tech and lay the points. I can get it for -9.5 on FanDuel, so I'm gonna take Texas Tech -9.5. I'm gonna lay that number. That's a big number in a game featuring 2 top 10 teams, but I think it's that number for a reason, and I really like Texas Tech in this one, Jason.
Now, normally when Rob Kendall and I have the same pick, it's betting poison. I don't know what it means, but you and I are on the same side on this one, Kenny.
Okay. All right. Well, let's ride the lightning and get a big W here.
All right, so that's the game of the week here. We always give our audience a free pick on the game of the week, and now you get to pick any other game on the board, something you feel good about. Break it down for us.
All right, I'll need an official ruling from our captain if this is classified as a degenerate special. Probably not. It's borderline, but probably it's not like Delaware or anything. But I'm going James Madison Marshall. I don't know if we're going to call that degenerate. Like I said,
we'll count it.
Get the rule on.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
it's
deal.
upper echelon.
All right,
upper echelon degenerate special, right?
Upper echelon, yes.
There's always got to be a valedictorian of summer school, right?
All right. Marshall's defense, horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. They can't score some points. James Madison, they can put a ton of points on the board. Short, simple, and sweet. The over is 54.5 on FanDuel. I love the over in that game. James Madison, Marshall, over 54.5. It's an early game on Saturday. You make some money, and then double it up later in the day. How's that sound?
I like it. So Texas Tech -9.5, and James Madison and Marshall over, riding the Lightning. What was that number again? 54.5?
54.5 on FanDuel, yes, sir.
Got it. Where can we get plays for not just college football, not just NFL, but horse racing, NBA, college basketball, all things in between? Where can we go?
Yes, sir. We are on Facebook on KB Sports, like Jason mentioned, college basketball, NBA. NBA have been on fire. I'm going to give a free play out real quick on college basketball. Georgia Southern, East Carolina, under 150 tonight. Really like that. Check that out. But Facebook, every sport but hockey, basically. You can find me on Facebook, KB Sports. And everybody listen Thursday.
Yeah.
My Steelers.
Those Pittsburgh Steelers in those god-awful yellow uniforms that look like a divided highway sign. I'll eat it. Hey, just like the Pacers last night, if you're going to run all that smack and then Giannis hits a game winner in your face and he grabs his balls and gives thumbs down on the way out, you got to eat it. And that's going to be me on Thursday.
You sent a video, but how hard were they on Miles last night? How bad was it?
It was bad. I mean, it was pretty hardcore. It was like when Paul George came back. The dude would just catch a ball at the top of the key looking to pass and move the offense. Boo! I mean, it's just cascading down. And the thing that bothers me is that, Miles Turner acts like, I don't know why they're booing. I spent 10 years here. All the dude has done since he's left is just shit all over the Pacers, shit on Halliburton, not necessarily the fans, but the front office. You can't sit here and act like you're the victim now, dude. That's not how this works.
And correct me if I'm wrong, he didn't even give the Pacers a chance to counteroffer, right? He just left, correct?
He was so ticked off at the low ball offer the Pacers gave, his feelings got hurt, so signed with their rival. Now, what I'm hearing from our folks on the inside over there is once Halliburton ripped that Achilles and they knew he was out for the year, the Pacers decided they were not going to go in the luxury tax for a tank year. So that's when they told Miles Turner, hey, this is what we're going to offer you, but we're not dipping in the luxury tax, and he got all types of butthurt.
Yeah, well, that's the business end of it. You know, if you can't live off $200 million, shame on you anyway.
Right. Hey, I'm hoping to make that much money by betting on your picks this weekend, Kenny. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it. Let's do it, Jason. We'll talk to you guys Thursday.
As always, we go from one professional handicapper to another one. It's the way we get down here on the Degenerates Next Door. David Stephanoff, the man, the CEO of FollowNeverFade.com. He's a college basketball machine. The dude was on a roll last night, but we're talking a little college pigskin here today, my friend. How are you?
That's right, brother. We're still counting our Arizona money yesterday, but hey, it's good to have you back. We drove drunk for a week last week, but so it's good to have our captain back. We was all over the place last week about it, but hey, it's good to have you back. But thank you to Rob Kendall for hiding the ship, and it's good to have you back. I got two plays for you. We got two good games, but the game of the week, I guess, is BYU Texas Tech.
Right, and it's because Penn State has crapped the bed, so that IU Penn State game doesn't really mean anything. LSU has crapped the bed, fired their coach too, so that Bama LSU game doesn't have a lot of luster this week. So, man, you're looking at a couple good teams here. BYU down in Lubbock against Texas Tech. And Kenny and I talked about this earlier. I mentioned it in the first segment. You're seeing like a full point difference depending on what you're looking for here from a spread perspective. 9.5 at some places, up to 10.5 at others. But the total is pretty consistent. I'm seeing that anywhere from 52.5, 53 in a few spots. What are you looking at, David?
Like you said, IU's going to Penn State. A lot of these games mean nothing. I don't think IU's going to let. A lot of people think that IU could let their foot down off the gas versus Penn State. I don't see that happening. I think they still keep it going. But this Texas Tech BYU game is going to be a good one. It's going to be probably most bet game of the weekend because it's an early kickoff. Like you said, if you're liking one of the sides here, you definitely shop around and get a point here. I'm looking at the total of this game. Basically, my total kind of reflects how I feel about this game on the side. I like the under. The total just opened up at 54, 55 Sunday night, Monday night, and immediately dropped down to 54, 53. It's down to 52.5 some places. I like this game to go under 53. The reason behind it, I don't think BYU is going to score. I watch BYU. The quarterbacks, they got a young quarterback, real young quarterback on the road. Texas Tech's legit. No matter who's behind center, they're going to show up. I just don't think BYU's the freshman quarterback. He's going to have trouble going to Lubbock and scoring points. I think Texas Tech is legit. BYU's had a pretty easy schedule. I know they've had a lot of breaks. They've had a lot of lucky breaks go their way. I've watched them, they're the only game on at night, usually on Saturday nights around 10, 11 o'clock. So you get to watch them a lot. They've got a lot of lucky breaks with the referees. I don't see the breaks happen this week. I just don't think they're going to be able to move the ball on Texas Tech. They're one-dimensional. The quarterback's young. He's mistake prone. He throws a lot of not a lot of interception, but his definitely completion rate is not very high. I'm loving the under in this game. Texas Tech BYU. Under 53 and a points, 53.5, whatever you can get it at. It's going to go down regardless. It's going to keep going down. But like I said, if you like one of the sides of this game, you're going to get a better number close to game time because it's going to be a highly bet game Saturday afternoon.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to ask you. So if you're betting the under like you are, is right now the time to jump on that?
Yeah, it's going to keep going under because all the sharps are on the under. This game's going to go. It's like if you cap it right, it looks like it's going to be a slugfest. BYU's defense is no slouch. They've held people under to low point totals all season long. I just think it's a bad spot for BYU to score some points, and Texas Tech's defense is absolutely legit. No matter who they play, who's behind quarterback, their defense shows up every single week.
All right, so under 53 is the play for the game of the week, and now we let you pick any other game on the board. David, could be a marquee matchup, could be a degenerate special. What do you feel good about?
I'm looking at this Notre Dame Navy game. I think the total's way too low on this Notre Dame Navy game. Notre Dame has to keep winning, and I think they're going to. Navy's only thing about Navy, they got a pretty good offense, no defense. The total was sitting at 55, 56 early in the week and jumped up half a point earlier. As long as we have good weather in South Bend, I think this game's going to go easily over the total. Notre Dame themselves going to put 30 or 40 up just by themselves on Navy. Navy's defense is horrible. They got a good quarterback. They got a good offense. Regardless, Notre Dame is the team right now. They're hot. Their defense is still suspect, so I think Navy can move the ball. But I think Notre Dame themselves could put 40 or 50 up, and this total could definitely go over 55 points, 56 points, whatever you can get it at Saturday afternoon in South Bend.
So under 53 on our game of the week and over 56.
Over 56.
On Notre Dame and
sir.
Navy. I mentioned college basketball earlier. We are into that part of the season. That's kind of your bread and butter here, David. If somebody wants to sign up for your services, whether it's football, basketball, anything and in between, where can they find you?
Hey, we're everywhere. College basketball kicked off last night. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, X. Message me directly. I'm going to throw you guys a gem right now. Yesterday afternoon, lines came out with this Duke Texas game. It was 7. I gave it out the VIP immediately, -7. This game's 8.5. Duke will beat the Texas Longhorns by 20 tonight, people. Mark my words. It's a mismatch. Texas will be good in March. They're not good now. But follow me everywhere. Like I said, college basketball kicked off last night. We did pretty good. We had Arizona. We had St. Bonnie. NBA last night. We went 5-0 sweep. But, hey, $100 a week, $250 a month. You can message me directly. Shout out to KB Sports. Shout out to Rob Kendall, the mayor of Brownsburg. Thank you again, Hammer, for having me again on this week. And good luck to everybody, all the degenerates out there. And don't forget to follow Never Fade.
All right, you heard our professionals right there, but we're not done. No. We have got more free plays coming up. Rob Kendall's going to get nuts. I've got a little Maction Degenerate special for you. That's on the way. We are the Degenerates Next Door. Back on the Degenerates Next Door, we all have given you our plays for the game of the week, which is BYU at Texas Tech. We will recap the board here in just a moment. But for those who don't want to watch good football, you could watch this game.
It's time for Hammer's Degenerate Special.
I'm being told tickets are available for Saturday's 1 p.m. kickoff between Bowling Green at Eastern Michigan. But the money you would win on this game spends the exact same as if you hit your bet on BYU and Texas Tech. Little Maction here. Bowling Green at Eastern Michigan. Eastern is a 2.5-point home favorite. Over-under is sitting at 50.5, 50.5. So if we buy the theory that home field advantage is worth a field goal, does that work in the MAC when there's nobody in the stands? Like, does the home field advantage really factor in for the majority of the teams in the Mid-American Conference? Nobody's going to be at this game. Nobody. The parents don't want to be there. I'm not even sure the players want to be there. But we believe Bowling Green is rolling out a backup quarterback, and that's key, the word backup. Because if you weren't good enough to start at Bowling Green and to begin with, then you probably shouldn't be playing college football. So I will go against my better wishes and hitch my wagon to a team that's beat me before. Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan, -2.5. We are going to take them in a rowdy, rocking home environment where not even the pep band will be there probably. We're going to lay 2.5 with Eastern Michigan. Now, if that game isn't enough for you to check yourself into a facility and call 1-800-9-WITH-IT, how about this?
All right, want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts! Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Rob Kendall, let's get nuts.
I believe it was the renowned poet Cher who once said, "Do you believe in life after love, after love, after love?"
Correct.
And so we will tap into our inner Cher because I believe in life after love, after love, after love. And I think LSU is ready to love their football team again because they're rid of Brian Kelly.
Wow.
Yeah. They're a 9.5-point underdog at Alabama.
At
Saturday.
Bama.
and you could take that 9.5 points and get your minus 110 payout. Probably be happy with yourself. But what if something bigger is at play?
Go on.
What if Brian Kelly is such an unlikable, despised ass that the team was tanking to get him fired?
Oh, tinfoil hat.
What if LSU is ready to love themselves again? What if they're ready to love their football team again? And what if they're ready to pull off an upset? I got LSU plus 300 at Alabama.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. They're taking a chance on themselves, and you're taking a chance on LSU.
That's right, baby.
Wow.
I think Brian Kelly is that big of a poison. They may have been deliberately tanking the season.
All right, let's recap the board. Speaking of poison, Rob and I and Kenny Britt all have the same play, Texas Tech minus 9.5. David Stephanoff of Follow Never Fade, he's on the under 53 in the game of the week, BYU at Texas Tech. My other play, again, I know I'm walking into a trap. I'm stepping on a rake. I'm walking into quicksand. But Texas A&M minus 7 at Missouri. Rob, what else you got?
I am in on myself as a coach, old ass Signetti, old hard ass Signetti, running up the score. IU minus 14.5 at Penn State.
Kenny Britt's other play is the over. James Madison and Marshall, that's over 54.5. David Stephanoff, he's going over 56 in Notre Dame and Navy. And if you want to get nuts, Rob can take you on the money line with LSU, and our degenerate special this week, Eastern Michigan, less than a field goal, minus 2.5 at home against Bowling Green with a backup quarterback. All right, those are our plays. Let's win so much money we can bribe politicians. That's the goal. For Rob Kendall, for Kenny Britt of KB Sports, David Stephanoff of Follow Never Fade, I'm Jason Hammer. Good luck, everybody. We will talk to you on Thursday for the NFL program. Until then, may the odds be ever in your favor.